Yo, you know what this is, man. This is your favorite channel, man. This is CTB. This is Chan Tug Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing.
That's a fact, most definitely. This is the place where the fight fans come. They get these delicious entrees of boxing knowledge. And what's on the menu for him today, bro?
Wilder, man, he had a live interview today with 7-8 Sports, and Malik Scott was also on the interview. Let's chop it up and talk about it a little bit.
All right, man, let's serve him up. Let's talk about it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna put the link in the description. Everybody know the LDBC and 7-8 Sports TV. He's pretty much the media outlet for Deontay Wilder personally. So pretty much anything Deontay Wilder news that comes from Deontay Wilder's camp, I'll pretty much will get it from them because I trust them with the information. Like I know for a fact if 7-8 saying it or somebody on the LDBC is saying it, it's because they have insight on what's going on in the Wilder camp. They was our complete source for all the arbitration news. We pretty much knew what they were saying would be true, and everything they said to be true came true, if that makes any sense. So with that being said, my boy Mon said Deontay Wilder had a interview today that was posted by 7-8. Pretty much said everything that we've been saying, and man, up to arbitration and everything, man. So how you feel about what he was talking about arbitration and how America pretty much was going against him, and how Tyson Fury had the complexion for the protection on a lot of that news being posted about him. What was your overall opinion of that?
I mean, like we said, as far as arbitration goes, we pretty much told people a lot of this stuff was common sense. If you just unattach your emotions from the situation and your feelings for, I guess, Wilder, and just look at the facts, that pretty much you could figure out what was going on in the arbitration. That's why we told you the whole time. We were telling people, just use your common sense. A lot of stuff that was being said didn't make a lot of sense. So we pretty much knew, without even having like too much inside detail, we was able to pretty much put it together, me and you, if you go back to our first video all the way up to the video when we found out the rule on the arbitration. Mm-hmm. And as far as how he has been treated in the media, man, it's kind of unfortunate, man, how bad it's been, because like he was saying, all I did was exercise my right, man, in the contract to have my third fight, and people pretty much gave him hell from First Take to Stephen A. Smith to Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless to Max Kellerman and ESPN, and so forth. People been bashing Wilder like he's the bad guy in the situation, and all he did was do what he was supposed to do and what Fury had signed. Like he said, he put the ink to the paper, so he knew what he had to do, as far as the third fight. So for him to go out and try to make a deal behind his back, people should be more upset with Fury because he was the one that wasn't honoring his contract. So I kind of understand where he was coming from. It's an unfortunate situation, but in America, we know that's how it goes and how things work, so it's not surprising to me.
It wasn't surprising to me either. Like I think Malik Scott also said, he was like, a lot of people don't have the ammunition to fight that type of battle, which is true. Especially a lot of black men, they don't have the ammunition or the patience to fight that battle. Wilder had enough money to pay the legal fees, and he had the patience to go through that level of battle. Like he went through months of court, which we all know nobody wants to go through that type of litigation for months at a time and spend that much money. But Malik Scott said it best, man. Wilder just had a different level of patience they wasn't expecting. They was expecting him to bow his head and be defeated. They was expecting him to just take the loss and then take the arbitration, take the step aside money and then move on with his career. That's what they was expecting him to do. But Wilder was a different man of character, and they didn't think that. They thought they can pay him with an outstanding amount of money, which $20 million. We said before, $20 million it's a dumb amount of money for a step aside. For them to offer him that amount of money, it should tell you all you need to know about them and winning this fight. He also said something else to me, man, that caught my attention, man. He mentioned possibly another trainer coming in the camp, man. He said, I think 7-8 asked him, is that you have any other things you want to tell us, any other secrets coming, anybody else coming in? And they kind of gave a cryptic message saying that, yeah, we got somebody else coming in, man. I can't wait to start working with him, man. I want to see how our chemistry works and how what we build, what we come up with. Just give me your thoughts, man. Give me your guesses, man, on who you think they could be. You think it could be somebody mainstream known, or you think it could be somebody just probably under the radar that nobody thinks about?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited about it because I'm curious who it could be. But I think I think it'll be somebody under the radar because what I got out of it, they not gonna be the head trainer. They gonna come in kind of almost like if y'all saw the fight last night with Devin Haney, like Ben Davis was kind of like helping out. He was a trainer, but still, his daddy Bill is the main trainer. So I think it's somebody that's gonna come in and to lend a hand. So I thought about some big names, but I can't see them coming in to be, a trainer and not the main head trainer. It seemed like it's gonna be Malik Scott. So to me, if I had to take somebody, man, that got a lot of experience, that also wouldn't mind maybe taking that role, I was thinking about Cunningham. Is it Cunningham? Did I say that?
Cunningham, yeah.
Brona, who Brona had.
Yeah, Cunningham. Yeah, he trained.
I think that would be a good match for him. So if I had to choose somebody, I would go with him. So, but I mean, it could be so many people because I had a bunch of people in my mind. Of course, my dream would be probably for Derek James. I think Derek James would be great for him. But the only thing with that is he got 2 big fights coming up. I don't think he got the time in his schedule when I thought about it. So, and I don't think he would take a side role at this point in his career. So, that if I had to guess, I would go with Cunningham. If I had to make a guess, but I have no idea.
I'll be the first to say I don't really think it's gonna be a side role trainer. I think it's just like a person to pretty much lend insight. I don't think it's gonna be like, I think Malik Scott's the head trainer, and then JD's will be the co-trainer. I think that's the team right there. I think the person they're bringing in now is going to be the person just to, push Deontay to another level.
Okay, so you think somebody that's coming in for the camp just to,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Some new stuff, maybe not really be there as far as the fight goes.
Yeah, maybe even Wilder Power flatter him. So it could be like a Derrick James. Say Derrick James had the Charlos in camp right now. You know what I'm saying? He could possibly fly to their camp. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, come there for 4 weeks. 3-4 weeks.
Come in, exactly. You come in for like 4 weeks or so, 5 weeks or so, maybe even 3 weeks or so. Just something to give a different level. I think that's the case because Wilder also said something else that caught my attention. And Malik Scott said it. He was like, this is our 3rd training camp. We went through 3 training camps this past year. He said they had a training camp in July. Back for the July fight was supposed to happen. He had a training camp back in the October fight that was supposed to happen, and now he's in another training camp. So for all the people who doubted that Wilder wanted to fight, why would he be training for 3 training camps? Why would he have 3 training camps for a fight that he was trying to have? That would be one thing I'd say. But also that makes sense to me because him and Malik Scott has been working. I think a lot of those clips that we've been seeing, I told you this off record earlier, a lot of the clips we've been seeing that they've been posted on social media, my opinion is a lot of that stuff is probably old. I think a lot of that stuff is probably like from the summertime of last year. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of that stuff is like back then in their previous training camps. Because Malik Scott said something that caught my attention. He said this man built a compound in his yard. And some of those videos, you see the ring outside and you see the construction area going in the background. I think that was the compound being built. I think the compound might be done now, in my opinion. What's your opinion on that, man, on the timetable, man? You think that those clips are probably from an older take? Or you think you think he's playing mind games with the Gypsy? Is probably what I would say.
Yeah.
He's playing reverse role.
Exactly. I think when she said that, I thought the same thing. I said, you know what? I think these are old clips. I think those clips you see, you could tell that he's getting shot, but he wasn't there yet, but he was going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. I think right now, if he started on his 3rd training camp and he was doing those videos back in October, he's shot right now. But he's not gonna show Fury that. He's playing with his head. Because Fury is thinking, he think he gonna just be able to pick this up in one training camp and learn new tricks, and he think he gonna beat me all, box me. But if this guy's been doing it for his 3rd training camp, and he's been working, and like Malik Scott said, he don't have to drive to the gym or go to a gym and get the door unlocked or go here, go there. He can roll right out. He said roll out of his bed and go straight to the compound and start working out. So that lets me know he built a whole compound just for Fury because he's so motivated and he's so focused on what needs to be done, that this man said that he got a whole life with a wife and kids, so he think about every minute and every second extra he can get to focus on this fight. So like you said, he can get up in the morning. I'm just throwing an example, and maybe get his kids ready for school, whatever. Get them ready for school. As soon as they go out the door, he can roll right out to his back to where his compound is located and jump right into to his camp and start boxing. So that lets me know that he's totally focused on what he needs to do, man, because he feel like he can't waste a second or minute. And like you said, if he want to pop up in the middle of the night and get a work session in, he can now because he have a compound right in his backyard. So to me, it shows me that he's focused and that I think we're gonna see a entirely different Wilder when we see him on July the 24th, and I'm excited about it.
I am too. He did say that too. Like he thought all his haters in the video. He was like, "I thank you because y'all the one that made this change." He said, "I thank you, but I don't give you no credit." He said, "Y'all the one that made this change." He was his normal Wilder self. He was sending a lot of cryptic messages and a lot of, he said a lot of insight, but without giving so much insight. Like he pretty much knew the haters was watching. He knew the haters would be there. And, we knew the troll was going to be there. They always on 7-8 page. So I think he didn't want to give a lot of tidbits. But from what I took from it was they're looking to be violent. Malik Scott said he's violent now. He's been, even Wilder said, I've been thinking about decapitating this man for a year now. He said, so y'all don't understand. Now that I have a date, he said, now that I have a date and a time and a place, he said, training camp only gonna get better now. He was like, I'm ready now. He said, I'm already in shape. I'm already in super shape. So training camp about to get dumb now. Last thing he said that also caught my attention, I thought, was he didn't talk too much about the cheating allegations. I think he wanted to stay away from that this time because it's been a year now we've been hearing it. But he did say something that caught my attention that we kind of said in one of our previous videos. He did say that if the shoe was on the other foot, he would have been crucified, and Fury would have been decapitated and demolished. He said if his gloves were smushed in and his gloves was bending at that angle, that Fury would have never survived. Fury would have been knocked out early. He said, but me, I ended on my feet. With all what was going on with me, I ended on my feet. What do you think about that haters not really looking at it that fact? A lot of the haters are saying that Wilder was demolished. Yeah, he did lose the fight, but people want to forget that he was on his feet with all that was going on with him. He said now he's 100% healthy with no ailments. He had time to rest his body. So knowing that, what is your opinion on going into this fight? You think even if Fury gloves do those same things, you think that Wilder will be more able to take that type of damage now that he felt it?
Yeah, I think he'll be more prepared for it. I think he underestimated Fury power because, I mean, he didn't expect him to be able to get away with the things he got away with in the ring as far as his gloves. So I think he underestimated his power. I think this time he might respect it a little bit more, but I think his team is going to be more on point as far as watching Fury to make sure he can't pull anything. But you said in the earlier videos, man, like Fury is a very good shooter. I mean, he's very good at what he do when it comes to that. And I mean, and as far as the perception of him being like the villain or the bad guy, it's crazy, man, because like he said, if it was Wilder, and if Wilder had been caught cheating 2 times in his career, and then his gloves was doing what it was doing, and he knocked out Fury, everybody, all sports, all medias, and all YouTube channels will be talking pure tea crap about him and saying how justice need to be taken, or a man could have been killed, or he needs to be pretty much charges brought against him. It would have been a big thing, man. So I don't understand how people can see, like you said on our last video, see things with their own eyes. This guy has a past. And then, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm not just talking about the cheating. I'm talking about from him, being, using drugs and what he's done in the sport. And so as far as his integrity is always in question because of his past. I mean, it's just the honest opinion. While you have another man who integrity has never been in question. Like ever since he got in boxing at 19. People know he got in boxing to provide for his daughter. What time? How old was he?
He was 20 years old when
20.
He got yeah.
And won a bronze medal. Then he got in boxing for the most part to take care of his daughter that had a disability, and that was his main. And somehow, between those two stories, this guy is being painted as the guy that's the bad guy. So I know it got to be frustrating, but once again, we live in America, and we know, what I'm saying, as a black man, this is what we deal with. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, and they feel like, oh, here we go again. But that's just the truth of the matter. this is like a microcosm of what we deal with every day as black men, you know. So it's sad, but we understand that this is America, so it is what it is.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything you said, man. It's and Wiley, like I said, even Wiley touched on it. He said he had the complexion for the protection. He made that at a point. He's like, a lot of people did this, a lot of people did this, and a lot of people did this when it came to, you know what I'm saying, his injuries and the photos and how Deontay Wilder telling people how he felt. He said in this interview here, he said, I don't know, man, when the helmet came off my head, he said everything on me felt weak. I bet people they're gonna chop and screw that to the point where he said, oh, the helmet came off, his legs was weak, and it was the outfit. He wasn't saying that. He's saying when he got in the ring and when he got ready for the fight, he couldn't get himself ready, like he was weak. And he said, but the fighter in me made me so I had to fight, like I wasn't gonna quit, like I had to fight. So I think Fury, I mean, his dad already came out and said it. I think John Fury know it too. John Fury was like, it's gonna be a different Deontay Wilder. This is how he said it. I'm a psychologist when it comes to type of stuff like this. His body language, when he says it's gonna be a different type of Deontay Wilder, it's like he know it's gonna be a different Deontay Wilder. He know it's not gonna be that same issue. You can't do nothing. Another thing he said, this last thing I'm gonna say, another thing he said that caught my attention, he was like, when you know somebody, when you think you know somebody and you know what they're capable of, you kind of turn the blind eye to it a little bit and you just kind of go with the motion. He said, but then when you know what they is and what they do, and you feel what they are, he said, now I know how to prepare for it. Pretty much saying that, kind of how I said in previous videos, he was nice to Fury in the first two fights. You see, especially in the first fight, they was on the couch with each other, cracking jokes and smiling and joking and laughing. The second fight, the only time they really got physical was during the weigh-in when Wilder pushed him. Who knows what Fury said to him? But it took Fury being in his face to say something to him to make Wilder get upset and push him. But now I think he reached a level of Bermane Stiverne to not Malik Scott. What's the guy name? Brazil. Yeah, he reached that level with hate now, where Deontay he know who this guy is. Like you cheated me, you did this to me. I know who you are now. So you can't do it to me. I'm prepared for that. Like pretty much, he's saying this is the most focused he's seen Deontay Wilder since the Povetkin fight was supposed to happen, where everybody was saying Povetkin was going to knock him out, and this and that, and then Povetkin failed the drug test, and then went in there and fought Bermane Stiverne the second time, and we seen what happened in Bermane Stiverne. You know what I'm saying? That fight, Bermane Stiverne didn't make it past 40 seconds. Almost killed the man. So Malik Scott said this is the Deontay Wilder he's seeing now. So what is your final input on that being said by the trainer?
I mean, he war ready, man. He's war ready. Like, this is what we want from Deontay Wilder. Like you said, the two previous times where he felt almost, I wouldn't say a hate for a person, because hate is a strong word, but a strong dislike for a person. Like you said, with Stiverne and with Brazil, you saw what happened. Like him and Brazil, he did not like him as a person. And like I said, when he hit him, it almost sounded like a baseball bat, literally. And then with Stiverne, he pretty much crucified him on the ropes.
Yeah.
And the referee had to jump in and almost save him because he wanted to hit him again. You know, that the referee had to almost pull him back to pull him off the man because he didn't want him to, the fight to be over with. So imagine that. But I would say his feelings for Fury are 2 times worse than it is for Stiverne and Brazil. Yeah. So I'm so intrigued, man, and I'm so excited because it's so many angles and so many storylines to this fight. This fight is huge. And the closer it gets to this fight, man, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just can't wait to see, man, because I like everything that Wilder's saying. Fury is going to sell the fight. He's going to do what he do. Fury is an entertaining guy. I get to him. He know how to talk it up. So between those two, it's going to be something to see, man. I just can't wait for July the 24th.
Me either, man. I can't wait. With that being said, man, it's your favorite channel. This is CTB. Oh, my bad. I forgot to ask you, bro. You got anything else you want to add to this topic before we head out of here?
No, like you said, we'll be discussing some more.
Most definitely. CTB, man. It's Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Cut him out of here, man.
All right, everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Logo at the bottom of the screen. Just click on it. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace, and love. And we out of here.